All right, so back with number 3 here, I got f prime. It says a differentiable function. They tell us that f of -2 equals 7. And they say find f of -6, f of 5. I'm going to find f of 5 first. So since f of -2 equals 7, we have to start there. So I'm going to do the integral from -2 to 5 of f prime of x. So I'm counting this area. So this is a circle with radius 2, so that'd be 4 pi, except this is going to be half of that. So that's a 2 pi. This is a 3 by 2, so area of 3. So this is equal to, that area is equal to -2 pi plus 3. We're going to add that to 7, so I get 10 minus 2 pi. So f of 5 is going to equal 10 minus 2 pi. If I'm going to do f of -6, that means I'm going to have to do the integral from -2 to -6. I don't like to think of it that way, so I would flip this around and put a negative sign in front of it. So -6 to -2. This area right here is a 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2. So that would have an area of 4. It would count positive from left to right, but I got to count it from right to left, so that would be -4. And then I got to add 7 to that because that was my starting value. So I get a value of 3. So 3 and 10 minus 2 pi. If you use the fact this value anywhere, you get a point, and then you get a point for each one of those answers. Part B says, on what intervals is f increasing? It's f prime, so pretty straightforward. F prime increases when, or f increases when f prime is positive. So we'll go from -6 to -2. And then from 2 to 5. Shouldn't be inclusive, although on the answer key it is. I don't know why they do that, because not true, because we're not increasing here, here, or here. But this is find the absolute minimum value of f on the closed interval -6 to 5. So you're going to have to explain this. It's going to say justify your answer. So the easiest way to explain it is to list your candidates. So the possible places that I can have an absolute minimum are at the starting value. So that'd be -6. At any minimum critical points here, so that is a maximum critical point, so not a 1, but how about here at 2? And then the end value, which is at 5. And we've already calculated 2 of these, so this is 10 minus 2 pi, which is, just slightly less than 4. And then this is 3. Okay, so I'm thinking it's at 2 because we went up 4 and then we went down more than 4. So if I can figure out this value here, so it says find the absolute minimum value. So this would be just, we're at 7 here. That's my starting value minus 2 pi. So my absolute minimum value is 7 minus 2 pi at x equals 2. The reason that is because here's my candidates. These are the only places it could be. This is an endpoint. This is an endpoint. This is the only minimum critical value on the interval. And that's the smallest of the 3 values. If not, you'd have to have a bigger explanation of, in some fashion, we went up 4, we went down 2 pi, we went up 3, 2 pi is bigger than 4, something like that. But easiest if you just have the candidates here. So part D says, for each f double prime of -5, each of f double prime of -5 and f double prime of 3, find the value and explain why it does not exist. So f double prime of -5 is the slope right here. This slope is down 2 over 4, so that's a slope of -1/2. Just the slope of the slope. And then f prime of 3. F prime of 3 does not exist because we have a corner point. They're going to want you to go into like way more detail than that, but I would just see if you could get by with, it's a corner point, no slope there. Okay, so I'll be back for number 4 here soon.